I've got to ask you, since we were talking about special effects there, I'm curious. Uh, I know you've, like Paul, I know you've seen a whole lot of movies. I've seen all your like posts of your collections and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Like, what are your like film influences? Because I know like Kansas Bowling was like a trauma, like a young trauma film director, and I know this, when fans talk about your movies, they love the sort of gratuitous, sort of horrible moment, like the axe, at the end of Murdercise, this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Are you doing trauma a little bit? Because it seems to me that your movies are sort of beyond slasher. They're doing other things like pulling them in. Is trauma an influence? Are there other movies that are influencing you?
Oh yeah, I mean, Troma definitely a big influence. I used to watch like the Troma marathons on USA Network back in the early '90s when they used to have them play all day long, or on USA Up All Night.
Cool.
And actually, the poster on your wall back there, Taxi Driver, that's my favorite movie of all time. I'm a big Scorsese fan. He's been a big influence on our work, even if you can't see it in something like Murdercise. Well, maybe you can a little bit. But the point is that yeah, I do love Scorsese, Tarantino, De Palma, Hitchcock, all these great film directors, cinematic directors. But I do have a love for the B movies, Fred Olen Ray, Jim Wynorski, all the Troma movies, Lloyd Kaufman, of course. So I try to bring all those elements together because I grew up on those movies, and then I became like a cinephile back when I was in college and stuff. So like I was just like kind of rejected all that, and I was just totally Scorsese, totally Tarantino, everything. And then I started re-embrace it again, like maybe 20 years ago, just to go back into like what I grew up on. I didn't want to turn my back on that.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm trying to blend those things together. Like, I mean, there is like shades of like Rolling Thunder in Cinco de Mayo, shades of like Mean Streets and Vice Squad and Streets of Vengeance, So yeah, so we are definitely influenced by a wider range of movies. I mean, even French New Wave influence in OnlyFangs as well, and in our other films, you can see that throughout. But yeah, we just have such a wide range of directors that have influenced us.
Wow, that's really cool. I love like the retro sort of element you've got going, and then like all that sort of range of like tastes, of movies. Like you take from everywhere. And it does end on a really gory finish as well. They do.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, the gory end as Taxi Driver is a huge influence on everything I do because it just that to me is the perfect ending. It just has that big clash and that catharsis of blood spraying everywhere. So yeah.
One of our feature films, which is not something that's been distributed and it's not really well known because it's not a horror film, is the lead character, the lead actor, is based off Travis Bickle. So he's got that look. The storyline is very much Taxi Driver meets Wes Anderson, kind of. So our taste in movies is complete opposite. Almost, it's very different, I would say.
Yeah, it's like a diagram, it kind of meets in the middle, but it's...
So we're kind of bringing our different tastes to our projects, and that's why you get a lot of this like rough, tough, like gory, strong slasher thriller stuff with very feminine characters that are beautiful and gentle until they're not.
Right.
Yeah.
So, we're just combining our stuff. So anytime you see like a montage, like in Streets of Vengeance, there's a montage where she's just driving along the coast and you can see the ocean, and she's just driving around San Francisco. She's wearing a pretty dress. It's like, that was all Paul letting me indulge in what I wanted to see. And all their outfits and all that stuff is just us kind of combining the things that we're inspired by and putting it all into our projects.
That's wonderful. You can see the love of film in it, and film redistributed on TV, and the whole thing of the Elvira kind of reference, all that sort of stuff. It's so cool.